Hi everybody, it's Sharon Smillie-Jukes here. I am a yoga teacher and a mindfulness practitioner, and I just wanted to share with you today some ways to help alleviate stress, a few tips on things that you can do and integrate into your everyday life, and also give you some real pointers of what the best oils are to support you when you are feeling stressed or anxious. So it's become almost a cliche. Modern life is often fraught with stress, and almost everybody is ironically too busy to deal with it. Does that sound familiar? It can easily be an excuse to say that we work best under stress, or that stress is a great motivator, which is obviously partly true. The good type of stress, known as eustress, helps us seize the moment. So great for getting those deals, invigorating us to achieve tangible goals. But then on the flip side of that, there's also bad stress called distress, which I'm sure we're all very familiar with. It can be harmful in the long run. And when we face either type of stress in our daily lives, our bodies respond to it by secreting a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is useful to help us react to temporary stress situations, so that fight or flight mode, like stress caused by deadlines. But scientists basically say that too much cortisol can cause us to gain weight, cause us to have negative emotions, joint discomfort, and so much more. So we really need to kind of get this under wraps. Unfortunately, anxious feelings and stressful situations are not always simply going to disappear. This is when dealing with stress becomes a priority. So managing a lot of daily stress comes down to just some simple solutions that can really help us get on top of, feelings of stress and anxiety. So I'm just going to give you a few little pointers that I would maybe say. Meditation is great, but obviously for some people it can be such a scary word because it's not something that they're familiar with. So I like just to call it just taking time out just to sit, and also just taking time to breathe. So maybe when you are feeling those feelings of stress and anxiety, just take yourself completely out of the equation, and then maybe grab an oil like Balance, which is a grounding blend, which I absolutely love, and maybe just popping it simply into the palms of our hands and taking ourselves, totally out of the equation, and just having our eyes closed and breathing deeply for 10 full breaths. And then when we've done that, we can just maybe sit with our hands on our heart with our eyes closed, and then really bring the focus within. And maybe just try and think about really deepening and lengthening our breath, maybe inhaling for the count of 5 and exhaling for the count of 7, and just get into that lovely rhythm of deep rhythmic breathing. So I think that's always a great way to kind of take ourselves straight out of that equation and straight out of that situation and really ground and balance ourselves. So I always take this around with me. It's also really nice just to put on the backs of your ears as well. So obviously in Oil Camp 1 we talked a lot about lavender. So obviously lavender is one that everybody knows about. It has that sedative kind of calming, great for sleep, great for anxiety, great for stress. So obviously this is one that we've covered, and obviously if you haven't done Oil Camp 1, that's fine. So I would say, use lavender as well, popping it on the soles of your feet, popping it on the back of your neck, on your pulse points is also a great one, and again using it as a human diffuser. If you have a diffuser at home and you're feeling particularly stressed, get that on and get that into your diffuser. And then there's a bit of a new kid on the block actually that I'd forgotten about, because I got this at the American convention, which is called Adaptive, which is actually a calming blend. So that's available to buy now, and you've got the roller ball, which is really easy to have in your handbag because it's already diluted, or you have the pure oil as well. So that's a really, really good one to look up if you haven't got it already. And then another oil that I adore, and I actually often put this under my tongue, is before bed, is the Roman chamomile. So yeah, I absolutely love this. It is a bit floral on the tongue, but I quite like it. So maybe making yourself a herbal tea with that. You know, if you've already got herbal tea bags, then you can just enhance it. Or I don't, often use the herbal tea bags. I just make it for myself. And you can incorporate, obviously, the oils that are ingestible to make yourself a beautiful cup of chamomile tea, which is great. Also, lavender tea is beautiful as well. I also think just getting out into nature, getting outside, if you live by the sea like I do, get yourself down to the beach and sit on the beach with your eyes closed and just feeling the elements and taking yourself really again out of that situation. And maybe an oil that I would take to the beach with me would be Serenity. So I absolutely adore Serenity. I also use this as a perfume, so I wear this every day. Everybody always comments on how lovely it smells. So I think this is also a really good one for, de-stressing, calming the whole central nervous system and, feeling those feelings of calm. Sometimes maybe you need motivating and energizing. So I'm just going to show you a couple of oils because I don't want to really run over on time. So Motivate is another amazing one, which is great. So if you really struggle with being motivated, then that is one of the things that I would highly recommend. Elevation is also another one, which is great for that. Also another one, which is my favorite, and Citrus Bliss. So there's lots and lots for you to actually get on with there, and I wish you well and hope those feelings of stressfulness go away. Thank you.